Hey guys, this is Soul Survivor 610 coming back at you with another video. Today I plan on showing you all the Retro 11s in my collection. So to kick off the video, I have these Retro 11 lows. They are my least favorite pair in my collection. They're my only low top pair, which is why they're my least favorite. It's not that I don't like the low tops, it's just I think that the highs look a lot better and all the colorways with the highs are a lot nicer. So the story behind these is it was this colorway and the cherry colorway, which was just, red patent leather, released years ago, I think back in like 2001 or something like that. And they were sought after pairs. People were really hoping for a re-release, and then both pairs finally did re-release. And when they did, they didn't really sit on shelves, but the resale didn't really go that high. There wasn't that much hype around them, so I was actually able to get this pair for 75 bucks worn once. I actually have yet to wear them since I bought them, but as you can see, the soles are, they're a little dirty, but there's no yellowing or anything like that, not on the sides. I think that this is like a really clean shoe. As far as 11 lows go, like all the snake skins, the Easters, I just think that they look terrible, but classic Carolina blue with an all white upper, I think you can't really go wrong. I love the little plate down there with the checker color, and I think it was nice. And the quality isn't that bad either. You have like an all white leather tongue, which is actually pretty nice. The patent leather isn't shiny like it is on the Bred 11s. This is actually, I would say, like the same exact patent leather as on the Pantone 11s. So yeah guys, this is my least favorite pair of 11s in my collection, but again, I don't really think you can go wrong with this. You see you have with the blue insole with the white Jumpman. I think it's still a really clean colorway. Hopefully one day I can get the cherries, but if not, I'm happy enough with these. Okay guys, so for my next pair of 11s, we have these. I'm sure all you guys know what these are. I really thought that they were going to have a much higher resale than they did, but I would chalk that up to the fact that they just released so many pairs of these. One thing that they did try and do differently than other Retro 11 releases is the cut of the patent leather is a lot higher. I'll show you a comparison right now. So as you guys can see, the pair on the right, the patent leather is a lot higher than the pair on the left. A lot of people actually prefer the pair on the right. Me personally, I prefer the pair on the left. I think that when the patent leather is like really high up as it is right now, it just looks kind of nasty. It just makes the whole shoe look way too shiny because there is too much patent leather, as opposed to the Breds right here where you have a nice kind of like ratio split between the patent leather and then the big hit of just smooth leather right there with the red Jumpman. It's all opinion based, but me, I prefer the left pair better. So continuing on with these released for $220. It was actually the only pair of shoes that I have had a plug get for me. My friend at the time worked at Champs Sports and he was able to get the last pair in the store and they were my size, so yes, I did get these for retail. I have not worn them other than for shoots, so they're still icy on the bottoms. Before these were even like a conversation to be released, these actually were a Carmelo Anthony PE. And I remember seeing pictures of him wearing them and I thought, if these ever released, they were going to be the greatest 11s of all time. Everybody would want them. Everybody was talking about them. Everybody wanted them to release. And then when they did, they kind of flopped. But yeah, so this is my all red pair of Retro 11s. So as you guys obviously saw, yes, I do have a pair of Bred 11s in my collection. These are the 2012 release, not the most recent release. That is because, again, like I said, I kind of like the cut on these better. I like the lower cut of the patent leather. It's a little bit more of like a blockier toe, which I think looks nicer. I think that this is a classic colorway. I mean, when you think of like classic Jordan colorways, the Bred 11s are always going to come to mind. The Bred colorway is always going to come to mind. Pretty much every silhouette that Jordan has ever came out with has a Bred style colorway. The Bred 11s were just a perfect silhouette for the shoe. I mean, the glossy black of the patent leather just looks amazing. The bright red translucent outsole is just a really, really sick touch. And then of course you have the red Jumpman right there on the heel. So as I said, a lot of my shoes I gotta bite the bullet and pay resale for. I'm not lucky on Sneakers app or anything like that. I wasn't even lucky enough to get the re-release in 2019. So these are purchased from Stadium Goods. I don't really have anything bad to say about Stadium Goods. The only thing that kind of bothered me with this pair was there's kind of a stain right there on the netting. I'm not sure if you can see it. It's not really bad. It doesn't really stand out, but when I have these shoes in hand, it kind of draws my eye, so it bothers me in that sense. I love these shoes. The next two pairs of 11s, I do like more. So yeah, guys, these are my Bred 11s. So right here we have the Pantone 11s. Really crazy shoe. The Pantone collection came out a long time ago. Every Jordan silhouette got dubbed in the Pantone colorway, and they were samples that were worth thousands of dollars. I believe that they also released the Pantone 7s, and those absolutely flopped. They sat on shelves for months. They went on sale, and nobody really wears them anymore. This pair, however, kind of sold out. The resale is still pretty high, which, you know, I'm happy about. I do not have, I think it was the 29 that came out with this in the pack. I only have the 11. It's because I wasn't really a fan of the other pair, so why was I going to pay extra for it? So like I said, with my first pair of 11s with the lows, the patent leather on the toe is kind of the same material. It's not as glossy, I would say, as with the Bred 11s or the all red ones. The cut is also lower, just like with the Breds, which I really, really like. And I just think that all the little details on this shoe are just amazing. You don't really have leather for this blue upper right here. I'm not really sure what material I would compare it to. The unfortunate thing is I can already tell that this will pick up so much dirt once I wear it out. You have the clear outsoles with the white traction pads. So like I said, these were a sample in the Pantone collection. I'm really happy that they released and I was able to get a pair. This is my second favorite pair of 11s I have in my collection. I love baby blue and white. I even love the texture that like the sock liner has. I wanted to get up close to the camera and show you the inside. So like I said, it's almost like this black checkered look. I think it's really, really sick. You can see a nice hit of it right there with the 23 on the back. So yeah, guys, the Pantone 11s are definitely my second favorite 11 in my collection. Everything from the cut of the leather to the materials that they use, I think they did a superb job. I like the way that the outsole isn't a really bright blue like most of the translucent outsoles are. So when this yellows, it'll actually become like a nice amber yellow and not more of like a piss yellow like most of the newer retro 5s and 11s like that. Okay, guys, so really special pair of 11s for my most favorite pair. These are the Columbia 11s from 2001. So these shoes are about almost 20 years old at this point, and to me they are still in great condition. There's no cracking on the midsole. There's no sole separation. The only real sign of wear is the toe is starting to chip a little bit. So like I said, the toe is starting to chip. Paint is coming off the patent leather right there too. I just think that comes with age, but you know, these shoes I think aged really, really well. The leather is super sturdy. It's not gonna fall apart. You can see it just creases so nicely back there. So the story behind these was they released in 96, then they retroed back in 2001, and then Jordan lost the naming rights to these. I think it was because of Columbia Coffee, and they had to rename them the Legend Blue 11s. So when the Legend Blue 11s re-released, they had an all blue outsole, which I kind of hated. I like the clear outsole. Obviously mine is not clear. It is super, super yellow. Like I said, I love that it just shows age on the shoe. So it was really hard to find these. I actually got these for a steal. I picked these up with the original box, with the retro card, for $100 even from some guy I met off this OfferUp app, and we did a meetup. So another funny story about these shoes is actually the way the Jumpman faces. On the older pair right here, you have your Jumpman facing one way, and then on the newer pair right here with the 2012 Breds, you have your Jumpman facing another way. So a lot of people actually would call me out and say that I had a fake pair of 11s, but if you do your research, you look it up, you know that Jordans back in the day, especially this one, had the Jumpman facing the opposite direction. So obviously this is my favorite pair of 11s in my collection. It's really special to me. These are the oldest pair of shoes, and they're almost as old as me. I just love the way that they aged. I think that this is a perfect representation of how older Jordans would age much more nicely than the newer Jordans. I don't know about you guys, but I love the way that the sole's yellowed. I think it's a nice amber yellow as opposed to like a bright, nasty yellow that a lot of the newer Jordans are gonna have once you wear them out. I like that the patent leather kind of aged and turned into a creamy color as opposed to it just staying white throughout the years. I actually would rather have that than the way it originally released, which was just all white. The whole shoe was all white. So yeah, I'll probably be doing just a review on the shoes themselves at some point, giving you guys more details, showing them more in depth. But yeah, that is my Retro 11 collection. Thanks for watching, guys. If you like this video, please subscribe, please leave a like, leave a comment. Let me know what your favorite pair of 11s is. Thanks for watching.